Ninth Hour. Introduction. Pausing by the majesty of this great Nechir in this cavern, he gives orders from his bark to the Nechiru who are in it. The crew of the bark of this Nechir also rests at this place. The name of the gate of this place through which the Nechir enters, that he rests upon the water which is in this place, is Guardian of the Flood. The name of this place is Flowing Forth of Images with Living Manifestations. The name of the hour of the night which guides this great Nechir, she who adores and protects her Lord. The mysterious cavern of the west, where the great Nechir and his crew rest in the Du'at. These are done with their names like this image which is painted on the eastern side of the hidden chamber of the Du'at. Whoever knows their names on earth and knows their thrones in the west will occupy his throne in the Du'at, standing among the Lord's provision, and declared Ma'acharu by the tribunal on the day of judgment. It is useful for him on earth. Upper Register. 12 mummies are seated on the hieroglyph for clothing. They belong to the tribunal of the Nechiru. Terrible of earth. Who is adorned? Linen-clothed. Who belongs to clothes? Who is clothed? He of the basket. Substitute of the Nechir. Substitute of the Ennead. Who annihilates the spirits. Lord of the elite. Who unifies. With hidden arm. They are like this in the Du'at, remaining on their clothing, as linen-clothed and as images made by Haru. Ra says to them, "You are adorned with your clothing. You are protected by your dress." Haru has adorned you with them when he hid his father in the Du'at, which conceals Nechiru. May your heads be uncovered, Nechiru, and may your faces be open, that you perform your duties for Ausir, that you adore the Lord of the West. May you justify his voice against the enemies, day after day. It is the tribunal of the Nechiru which interrogates because of Ausir day after day. What they have to do in the Du'at, felling the enemies of Ausir. 12 Nechirut walking in the train of Ausir. She who goes forth, wanderer of the spirits, mistress of slaughter, mistress of awe, great of plague, mistress of trembling, organizer of her place, mistress of habitations, who protects the valley, great of brilliance, powerful of speech, musician of Ra. They are like this in their bodies of the Du'at, as images made by Haru. This Nechir, he calls to them after he has reached them, and they breathe when they hear his voice. What they have to do in the Du'at, to perform the raising of Ausir and to let the secret soul alight through their words. They are those who raise up life and well-being at the appearance of him of the Du'at, when he greets the Du'at day after day. These are the Nechirut walking in the following of Ausir when he has entered the Du'at. Middle Register. In the Middle Register, the sun bark has the usual form and crew. The 12 oarsmen of the bark, their paddles in their hands, are standing in front of the bark. Wepau wet, opener of the ways. Sia, percipients. Lady of the bark. Mahan, serpent. Flesh of Ra, Haru of fragrance, Bull of Ma'at, the vigilant one, Hu, utterance, guide of the bark. This great Nechir rests with his rowers at this place, and his crew, they rest in his bark, in his mysterious image of the Mahan serpent. This great Nechir gives orders to the Nechiru who are in this place. The rower, the imperishable, the indefatigable, who knows no turning back, who knows no hindrance, who knows no decay, rowing in his hour, who crosses his land, who rests in the bark, the most divine, who traverses the Du'at, who belongs to the boat, These are the Nichiru of the crew of the bark of Ra, rowing him who is in the horizon until he sets in the eastern gateway of the sky. What they have to do in the Duat. Rowing Ra to this place day after day. They stand by the water of the bark which is in this place. They are those who give water with their oars to the spirits who are in this place, and who praise the Lord of the sun disk. They are those who display the soul in this form by their mysterious words day after day. At the end of the register follow 3 divine idols on baskets and a standing mummy. The idols are human-headed with 2 feathers, ram-headed, and cow-headed with a sun disk between the horns. Offerer in front of the Duat. Hjarti in front of the Duat. Mistress of offerings in front of the Duat. Offerer of the Nichiru. They are like this in this place. They are those who give offerings to the Nichiru who are in the Duat, to whom Ra has commanded bread and beer. The Nichiru proceed in the following of this great Nichir to the eastern horizon of the sky, when the Nichiru of the Duat have been satisfied. Lower Register. The lower register opens with 12 fire-spitting cobras, each upon the hieroglyph for clothing. The names of the Uraeus serpent who spit fire for Ausir, foremost of the Duat, with the flame in their mouth. They swallow their flames again after this great Nichir has passed by them. She with painful flame, the fiery one, the flaming one, who protects the Duat, who repels the tumult, she with bright stars, she with living face, she with distinguished shape, she with perfect appearance, she with great form, mistress of embers, mistress of heat. They are like this in the Duat. They stay on their clothes in their own flesh. They are those who illuminate the darkness in the chamber containing Ausir. It is the flame of their mouth which causes the slaughter in the Duat. They are those who repel every serpent in the earth, whose form even he of the Duat, Ra, does not know. They live on the blood of those whom they behead day after day. Neither spirits nor the dead are able to pass them, owing to the mystery of their forms. He who knows them sees their forms and does not perish at their flames. The next scene consists of 9 standing Nichiru of the fields, with staffs and signs in their hands. Their staffs should be the Jam scepter, but sometimes are shaped as palm branches or stalks of grain. A mummy, as guardian of this region, follows at the end of the register. Who belongs to the field? Who is in his field? Who belongs to the bud? Who belongs to the Jam scepter? Lord of the staff, scepter of his Nichiru, who acts clever, who acts unapproachable, the upraised of the fields. Haru above the garden of those of the Duat. These are the Nichiru of the fields of this place, lords of life bearing scepters. They are like this. They stand bearing their signs and supported by their Jam scepters. This great Nichir, he calls to them. They are those who present staves to the Nichiru in the Duat at this place. They are those who cause all the trees and all the plants of this place to grow. Haru, who is over the garden of the Nichiru, is the guardian of the image of this region. Tenth Hour. Introduction. Pausing by the majesty of this great Nichir in this cavern, he gives orders to the Nichiru who are in it. The name of the gate of this place through which the great Nichir enters is, with great manifestations, giving birth to forms. The name of this place is, with deep water and high banks. The name of this hour of the night which guides this great Nichir to the mysterious paths of this place is, the Furious, who slaughters him with crooked heart. the mysterious cavern of the west, where Khapari rest with Ra, at which Nichiru, spirits, and the dead lament because of the mysterious image in the beyond. This is done like this image which is painted on the eastern side of the hidden chamber of the Du'at. He who knows them by their names traverses the Du'at right to the end, without being expelled from the council of Ra. Upper Register. A standing Nutyar with Wa'as scepter and Ach in his hands, and a scarab holding up an oval with dots as an image of the Du'at, open the upper register. Who acts clever? Living beetle. They are like this in the Du'at, as forms and shapes of Khapari when he carries his oval to his place, to go forth afterwards to the eastern horizon of the sky. Two half-sitting Nutyarut, wearing the red and the white crown, are framing a double serpent supporting the sun disk, followed by two other half-sitting Nutyarut, who are putting their hands on a hieroglyph for Nutyar, with a smaller red disk on top of it. According to the text, the disks are the two eyes of Ra. Red crown. The double-coiled. White crown. She who fetters. Hieroglyphs missing. The wrapped staff. She who laments or embraces the Nutyharu. These Nutyharu are like this. The left eye, it goes forth from the double-coiled. The right eye, it goes forth from the wrapped staff. The Ba souls lament to them in the earth, when they have endowed the Ach spirits in the Du'at, because of the mysterious image which is in it. Then they swallow their images again, after this great Nutyar has passed them. 8 Nutyarut, all with Wa'as and Ach in their hands. The first 4 lion-headed are followed by a sitting baboon holding the Ujjat eye in his hands. The accompanying text is concerned with the healing of the eye of Haru. Sekhmet, the powerful one. Menkheperwra, a lion Nutyat. Maiden, she of the Wa'as scepter. Messenger of the Nutyharu, whom Tachinen has made. She who is standing, she with powerful arm. Flesh who carries his eye. The Nutyarut who inspect the eye of Haru for him in the Du'at. Ra says to them, power to your forms, you powerful ones, that you inspect the eye of Haru for him, that you may make firm the eye of Haru for him, that you appease Haru with his image, that you give strength to Haru with his eye, that you establish for him his prime eye, which is in the arms of flesh who carries his eye. You are those who salute Haru, who came into being and caused manifestations to become. What they have to do in the Du'at, protecting the eye of Haru for him, letting the brilliant eye be healthy day after day. The 8 Nutyharu of the last scene have a punishing function. The first of them wears 2 ropes in place of a head. The second is jackal-headed. The third hawk-headed. The fourth human-headed, all with Wa'as and Ach in their hands, and followed by 4 figures of Ausir holding the Wa'as scepter. Twin-armed, Lord of Entry, who hides the forms, Master of Secrets, Great Sire, the Great Hidden One, who is before his place, who is before his thighs. They are like this as images made by Haru. When this great Nutyar calls them by their names, they are satisfied, and their throats breathe the air which is in the mouth of this great Nutyar. Their Ba souls, they proceed in his following to the horizon. They are those who strip the corpses and rip the wrappings of the foes, whose punishment is decreed in the Du'at. Middle Register. The sunbark in the middle register and its crew remain unchanged. The text above her alludes to the drowned ones in the lower register. Wepau Wa'wet, opener of the ways. Sia, percipients. Lady of the bark. Mahan, serpent. Flesh of Ra. Haru of fragrance. Bull of Ma'at. The vigilant one. Hu, utterance. Guide of the bark. This great Nchr proceeds in this place like this in his bark. His crew of Ncheru, they row him. The Ncheru who are in this place rest in the water in which their oars are. They breathe through the sound of rowing of this crew of Ncheru. In front of the boat, 2 standing Ncherut with the red and the white crown frame a 2-headed serpent, also equipped with the red and the white crown, and with 4 legs carrying a hawk on its body. According to the accompanying text, the hawk is the soul of Sokar. Archer, foremost of the sky, uniting faces, she who is on the other side. They are like this as carrier of uniting faces. It is the soul of Sokar, foremost of the Duat. This entire image passes along in the following of this great Nchr to the horizon, and then it enters again into the earth, day after day. Lying in a boat, a hawk-headed serpent follows. The living one of the earth. He is like this in his bark. He rises against the unified darkness at the gateway of the eastern horizon, and then he assumes his place again, day after day. It is the protecting serpent of the Duat, the unapproachable soul of Khenti Amentio, Auser. The 12 Ncheru following, 1 for every hour, form the bodyguard of Ra, protecting him against all his enemies. The first 4 with a spear, and the last 4 a bow. Disc head, arrow shooter, bundler, slinger, shooter, hurler, averter, who causes pain, archer, bowman, who binds together, who shows his arm. Text above the armed Ncheru. They are like this, bearing their arrows, bearing their spears, and carrying their bows before this great Ncheru. They go forth with him to the eastern horizon of the sky. This great Ncheru addresses them. Speed to your arrows, sharpness to your spears, tension to your bows, that you punish for me my enemies who are in the darkness beyond the horizon. You belong to me, to my following, when I rest in the counter heaven, and when my flesh is strong in the Ma'anjet day bark. They are those who fend off the rebel, horrible of face in the unified darkness, so that this great Ncheru may pass into the eastern gateway of the horizon. After that they proceed with this great Ncheru. Lower register. The lower register starts with the hawk-headed Haru, wearing a sun disk on his head and leaning on a staff in front of a huge rectangle filled with water. Floating in the water are 12 swimmers in groups of 4, shown in different positions. The text describes this apotheosis by drowning. Haru, the drowned ones in the Duat, the upturned ones in the Duat, those who are stretched out in the Duat. Text above the drowned ones. Words spoken by Haru to the drowned, to the upturned, to those stretched out who are in the noon and belong to the Duat. Oh, drowned ones who are dark in the noon, whose arms are near their faces. Oh, you with upturned faces in the Duat, whose spines belong to the flood. Oh, you who row the water of noon, stretched out, whose faces are behind their souls. Air to your souls, that they need not be constricted. Rowing for your arms without their being held back. You prepare your way in the noon with your legs, without your knees being hindered. You go forth to the flood and come near the waves. You float to the great inundation, that you moor at its shores. Your body has not decayed, your flesh has not decomposed. You dispose of your water, and you breathe what I have commanded for you. You are those who are in the waters of noon, floating in the following of my Father, so that your souls may live. At the end of the register, 4 Ncherut appear with serpents on their heads, followed by a crook, out of the top of which the head of Suchach emerges. She who annihilates, she who glows, she who pierces, Uraeus serpent, crook of Nahas, Suchach. They are like this, their living images on their heads. They are those who illuminate the way for Ra in the unified darkness, that he may go forth through the eastern gateway. The crook of Nahas, Satuch, it goes with him. Eleventh Hour. Introduction. Pausing by the majesty of this great Nichar in this cavern, he gives orders to the Nicharu who are in it. The name of the gate of this place through which the great Nichar enters is Resting Place of Those of the Du'at. The name of this place is Mouth of the Cavern which examines the corpses. The name of the hour of the night which guides this great Nichar is Starry Lady of the Bark, who repels the enemy when he appears. The mysterious cavern of the Du'at, which this great Nichar passes to come out from the eastern mountain of the sky. Time swallows her images in front of the seer who is in this place, and returns them afterwards from the birth of Khapari in the earth. This is done exactly like this image which is painted on the eastern side of the hidden chamber of the Du'at. Whoever knows it participates in offerings as a well-provided spirit in heaven and earth, a true remedy. Upper Register. The first Nichar in the upper register has two heads, crowned with the white and the red crown, and a sun disk between them. In his hands he is holding Wa'as and Ach. He seems to be Ra as master of time in its double aspect, Nahach and Jet. He is like this. He rises for Ra without leaving his place of the Du'at. He with equipped face, Lord of Time. The winged serpent in front of him is walking on four legs, and the wings are grasped by the Nichar Atum, wearing a sun disk on his head. Above the scene are two Ujat eyes. Atum, Petri, the seer. He is like this. When this Nichar calls to him, the image of Atum comes forth from his back. Then he swallows his image again. He lives on the shadows of the dead, that is, his corpse and the heads. The final scene concerned with the mystery of time consists of 10 of 11 stars, meaning the hours elapsed till now. In front of the Nichart, Time, Jet, sitting on another serpent. Thus time is represented here as the body of a serpent out of which the individual hours are born and swallowed again. Time, Jet, he who takes away the hours. Her own body, she is upon he who takes away the hours. What she has to do, to live through the voice of Ra day after day. She swallows her images, again, at this place. It is the 11th hour, one of those who follow this Nichar. 12 Nicharu follow, the first with two heads, the second ram-headed, holding Was and Ach. The third raises his arms in adoration. The fourth has two serpent heads and no arms. In some copies, he and the following Nicharu are without clothes. The next four Nicharu also have no arms, and the last four are again provided with arms. He with double head, Chnum Renit, he who guards the earth, whose two arms are in him, judge of the two lands, he who commands his two arms, whose two arms are hidden, who strengthens the flesh, who adores Haru, the right, just one. Mesach Etzio, Dipper constellation, who restrains the arm. Text above the 12 Nicharu. They are like this. This great Nichar calls them by their names. Come forth to me, hidden ones. Shine for me, you with secret arm. Life to your souls, that they may alight upon your shadows. You are those who reveal what is hidden, and put the image to its forbidden place. To you belongs the air, which is in my mouth, that your noses may breathe through it. Offerings belong to you which are on my bark, that your souls may live from it. Water belongs to you from the overflow of noon, which gives water to those of the Du'at there. Hail, just are your actions. Your souls belong to the retinue of my manifestations. what they have to do in the DjHwtymos, lifting the mystery of this great Nitjer to the hidden chamber day after day. They go forth with this great Nitjer to the sky. In the last scene of the register, 4 Nitjer are seated on the body of double cobras. With one hand they grasp the bodies of the serpents, the other is held before their faces. Lady of the living, Lady of the spirits, she who guards the 2 banks, guardian of the Nitjeru. They are like this. Their thighs are in the earth, DjHwtymos, their feet in the unified darkness. This great Nitjer calls them in their own bodies. Then they wail without leaving their places. Their souls live from the voice of the image which goes forth from their feet day after day. The counterwind and the hurricane go forth, created in the DjHwtymos from the faces of these Nitjerut. Middle register. The sun bark in the middle register has an addition to its usual crew, a sun disk on the prow which is guiding Ra towards the end of the DjHwtymos. Wapau-wet, opener of the ways. Sia, percipients. Lady of the bark, Mahan serpent. Flesh of Ra, Haru of fragrance, Bull of Ma'at, the vigilant one, Hu, utterance, guide of the bark, the shining one of the DjHwtymos. This great Nitjer proceeds in this place like this. His crew of Nitjeru rows him toward the eastern horizon of the sky. The shining one upon the bark guides this great Nitjer to the ways of darkness, through that which is in it, illuminating those who are in the earth. 12 Nitjeru in front of the boat carry a huge coiled serpent on their heads. Their names allude to their function, and a longer text describes the scene. Bearer, carrier, the loaded one, the one who grasps, the one who receives, he with firm arm, he who takes hold, the pleasant one, he who pulls out, he who embraces, he who conducts the image, he who belongs to the encircler. They are like this in front of this great Nitjer. They carry the world encircler of the earth upon them to this place, and they proceed in the following of Ra to the eastern horizon of the sky. This Nitjer, he calls them by their names and orders them what they have to do. Ra says to them, "Do protect your images, and raise your heads, strength to your arms, endurance to your feet. May your proceeding be right, may your steps be fast. May you be content with your offerings at the gateway of the eastern horizon." What they have to do in the DjHwtymos, putting the Mahan serpent on its way to the eastern gateway of the horizon. Then they occupy their thrones again, after this great Nitjer has passed through the darkness, that they may rest in the horizon. 2 cobras carry the red and the white crown, with small heads emerging from the crowns. They are Amdw3t and Amdw3t as Uraeus serpents. Image of Amdw3t, image of Amdw3t. These are the images concealed by Haru. They are at the second gate of the unified darkness, on the forbidden path of Sait. When this Nitjer calls to them, then their secret heads appear. After that, they swallow their images again. Of the last 4 Nitjerut, 2 are wearing the red crown, 2 the white crown. They are all manifestations of the Nitjert Night, standing at the gate of Sait, where night is venerated. Male Night, Night with the red crown, Night with the white crown, Night Auser. They are like this at this gate as images made by Haru. This Nitjer, he calls them by their names, and they breathe when hearing his voice. They are those who guard the forbidden gate of Sait, which is unknown, unseen, and unperceived. Lower register. In the lower register, the punishment of the enemies is shown. Haru, with a sun disk on his hawk head, leaning on a staff and holding a short serpent-headed wand, decrees their total extinction, which is done in 6 pits filled with fire. A serpent and 5 Nitjerut holding knives are spitting fire into the pits. They contain the bound enemies, their corpses, their souls, their shadows, and their heads. The last pit, 4 inverted figures. Haru, he who burns millions. Enemies, she above her kettles. Corpses of the enemies, she above her pits. Souls of the enemies, she who severs. Shadows of the enemies, she above her slaughtering blocks. Heads of the enemies, she above her knives. Those upside down. Wadi of those upside down. Orders given by the majesty of this Necher to the slaughterer of those who beat his father Ausir. That is, the corpses of the enemies, the limbs of the dead, those who are upside down, hindered on going, and the shapes of the annihilated. Haru speaks. I have come forth from him, and now my father strikes back after he has been weary. Punishment for your corpses by the knife. Punisher, annihilation for your souls. Trampling down for your shadows. Severing for your heads. You have not come into being. You are upside down. You will not rise since you have fallen into your pits. You cannot escape. You cannot evade. The fire of he who burns millions is against you. The fiery glow of she above her kettles is against you. The flames of she above her pits is against you. The embers from the mouth of she above her slaughtering blocks are against you. The knife of she above her knives is in you. She severs you, she commits your slaughter, and you will not see those living on earth eternally. They are like this in the Duat. Their slaughter is decreed day after day by the majesty of Haru of the Duat. Behind the pits, 4 standing Necherut wear the sign for desert on their heads, since the destruction of the enemies takes place in the eastern desert before sunrise. They are followed by the guardian of the hour holding Wa'as and A'ach. Their text is still concerned with punishment. She who boils, she who heats, she above her sand, she who destroys, he above his kettles. They are like this. They are those who make a bloody punishment among the enemies of Ausir in the Duat. The one over his kettles is the guardian of this cavern. They live on the voice of the enemies, on the screaming of the souls, and the shadows whom they throw into their pits. Twelfth Hour. Introduction. Pausing by the majesty of this great Necher in this cavern of the end of the unified darkness, this great Necher is born in his manifestations of Khepari at this cavern. Nun and Nunet, Hahu and Hahut emerge at this cavern at the birth of this great Necher, that he goes forth from the Duat, places himself in the Manjet Daybark, and appears from the thighs of Nut. The name of the gate of this place is, which raises the Necheru. The name of this place is, with emerging darkness and appearing births. The name of the hour of the night at which this great Necher regenerates is, beholding the perfection of Ra. The mysterious cavern of the Duat, at which this great Necher is born, that he goes forth from noon and sets at the body of Nut. This is made like this image which is painted on the eastern side of the hidden chamber in the Duat. It is beneficial for whoever knows it, on earth, in heaven, and in the earth. Upper Register. The upper register has 2 scenes. In the first, 12 Necherut are wearing fire-spitting serpents around their shoulders. Their function is described by the text above them. She who appears in beauty, she who prepares the way for Ra, Lady of the Earth Powers, Mistress of Cobras, she who makes the 2 banks of the sky prosper, she who rejoices in her 2 lands, she who is elevated in her forms, she who is powerful by her magic power, she who acclaims Ra in his forms, she who beholds the corpse when his bark stops, she who came forth from the front of Ra, Lady of the Uraeus serpents in the bark of millions. They are like this in their own bodies. Their Uraeus serpents go forth from their shoulders when this great Necher has reached this place. They belong to those who follow this Nuchar. It is the flames in the mouth of their urea serpents which fend off Pepi from Ra at the eastern gateway of the horizon. They traverse the sky beyond him in their place of the Amdw3t day bark. These Nucharu turn back when this great Nuchar has passed the secret sandbank of the sky. Then they rest again on their thrones. They are those who delight the hearts of the Nucharu of the west with Ra-Harachti. What they have to do in the earth is to give release to those in the darkness with the torches of their urea serpents. When they return after they have escorted Ra, after having punished Pepi for him in the sky. The following group of 12 Nucharu raise their arms in adoration of Ra and his rebirth in the morning. Lord of life, he who acclaims, Lord of jubilation, Lord of adorations, he with pleasant heart, he who rejoices because of Ra, he with joyful heart, the child, he who praises the left eye, he who renews the heads of the Nucharu, he who restores the heads of the Nucharu, he who praises Khapari. Text above the scene. They are like this. They adore this great Nuchar at dawn, when he rests in the eastern gateway of the sky. They say to Ra, born is he who is born, who has emerged, venerated of the earth, soul of the Lord of heaven. The sky belongs to your soul, that it may rest in it. The earth belongs to your corpse, Lord of veneration. You have seized the horizon, that you rest in your shrine. The two Nucharut raise you with their body. Acclamation to you, soul, which is in heaven. Your two daughters receive you in your form. What they have to do in the Duat, praising this great Nuchar. They stand at this place. They are counted among the turquoise Nucharu. The turquoise Nucharu give acclamation to Ra when he sets in the sky and appears in the eyes of the Hanumet, sunfolk. Then these Nucharu rest again in their cavern. Middle register. The sunbark with its crew in the middle register now has an additional scarab at the prow, showing the coming transformation of Ra. The disc on his ram head is again united with the urea serpent to protect him in all dangers. Wapau-Wet, opener of the ways. Sia, percipients. Lady of the bark. Mahan, serpent. Flesh of Ra. Haru of fragrance. Bull of Ma'at. The vigilant one. Hu, utterance. Guide of the bark. Khapari. This Nucha proceeds like this in this place, in the spine of this mysterious image of the serpent, life of the Nucharu, while the Nucharu tow him. He enters its tail and comes out from its mouth, born in his manifestation of Khapari, and the Nucharu in his bark likewise. He rests above the mysterious image of Shu, who separates the sky from the earth and from the unified darkness. It is his two arms that seal the Duat. Then this Nuchar rests in the eastern horizon of the sky, and Shu receives him as his manifestation as Khapari at the eastern riverbank. 12 Nucharu are pulling Ra with all his followers, the millions of dead, through the body of a huge serpent, entering by the tail and coming out at the mouth, thus mirroring the inversion of time necessary for the general rejuvenation. The names of the 12 Nucharu belong to their state before this rejuvenation, still old and weary. The text speaks about the rebirth to happen in the spine of the serpent. The old one, the elder, who is weak from age, the wise, who enters this life, who has passed his years, he with immense time, the venerable, Lord of the venerated state, the gray-haired, he who belongs to the gray hairs, the living one. They are like this. They tow this great Nuchar through the spine of the serpent, life of the Nucharu. The venerated, deceased, of Ra, who are behind him and in front of him. They are born in the earth day after day, after the birth of this great Nuchar in the east of the sky. They enter into the mysterious image of the serpent, life of the Ncheru, as venerated ones, and they come out as the rejuvenated of Ra day after day. Their abomination is to shout on earth and to utter the name of the great Ncher. They are in their own bodies when going forth behind the great Ncher to the sky. Text belonging to the huge serpent. This mysterious image of the serpent, life of the Ncheru, is at his place of the Du'at, without being able to go elsewhere day after day. This great Ncher addresses him in his name of the serpent, smooth, to be smooth for the birth of the Ncher. He has a spine of 1,300 units in length, of divine cubits. He lives from the voice of the murmuring of the venerated ones who are in his spine and who come out from his mouth day after day. The Ka energy of him who makes the Ncheru live. Having passed the serpent, 13 Ncherut, looking backwards to the sunbark, as did the 12 Ncheru, grasp the towing rope. At the end of the hour, Ra is transformed into the scarab Khapari and is lifted by the arms of Shu to the eastern horizon. She who tows, she who beholds perfection of Ra, she who beholds Khapari, she who beholds the corpse of her lord, Lady of the rejuvenated, Lady of time, the eternal, she with living shoulder, she who speaks upon the bark, she who jubilates in her horizon, she who rests in her horizon, she who brings her Ncher, she who protects the east, Khapari, image of Shu. They are like this. They are those who grasp the tow rope of the bark of Ra when he comes out from the spine of the serpent, life of the Ncheru. They are those who tow this great Ncher in the sky and who guide him to the ways of heaven. They are those who cause what happens in the sky, like wind, calmness, storm, and rain. What they decree among the living is what the great bark performs in the sky. Lower register. Since this process is a renewal of creation, the lower register starts with 2 of the 4 pairs of primeval Ncheru who form the Ogdoad, Nun and Nunet, Hahu and Hahut. They are like this in their own bodies. They rest with Ra in the sky. They are those who receive this great Ncher at his going forth from them in the east of the sky, day after day. They are at their gateway of the horizon, but their image of the Du'at is at this cavern. 2 groups of 4 Ncheru carrying paddles are separated by a fire-spitting serpent standing on its tail. The 3rd Ncher has a crocodile head, the 4th 2 birds' heads. A text stresses their struggle against Pepi, who is driven away a last time before sunrise. He who is embellished, he with high authority, the terrible, the petitioner, he who burns with his eye, whose magical spells burn, foremost of his jubilation, he with powerful heart, he of the Du'at. They are like this, carrying their oars. They are those who fend off Pepi in the eastern sky after the birth of the Ncher. What they have to do is to elevate the great sun disk in the eastern horizon of the sky day after day. It is he who burns with his eye, who boils the enemies of Ra at sunrise. These Ncheru traverse the sky behind this great Ncher day after day and receive their forms in this cavern. 10 more Ncheru raise their arms in adoration of Ausir. Their text gives praise to Ausir. He who praises the spirits, he with brave mouth, he who donates, he who embraces, he who carries, he who makes music, he with shining arm, he with efficient mouth, he who is loaded, he who is a Ncher. They are like this, all around this image of Ausir, foremost of the unified darkness. Words spoken by them to this great Ncher, Ausir, when this great Ncher, Ra, has passed by him. Live, living one, foremost of his darkness. Live, great one, foremost of his darkness, Lord of life, ruler of the west, Ausir, foremost of the westerners, and live, living one, foremost of the DjHwtymos. The breath of Ra belongs to your nose. The breathing of Menkheperwra is with you, so that you live and remain alive. Hail to Ausir, Lord of Life. These are the Nichiru in the following of Ausir, who emerge with him at the creation. They are around this mysterious image at this cavern. They live on what it, the image, lives on. They breathe through the words of this great Nichiru and through their own prayers. In the last scene, Ausir himself is shown as a mummy, reclining against the semicircular border of the DjHwtymos. He has to remain in the darkness of the DjHwtymos, waiting till the next return of the sun, who is seen as his soul. Like him, the bodies of all dead have to remain in the depth of the earth, whereas their souls are able to follow the sun in the heavens. Image of the flesh. He is like this, as an image hidden by Haru in the unified darkness. It is this mysterious image which Shu supports Nut, that the great flood goes forth from the earth from this image. The summary of the Amdw3t. Introduction. Summary of this book. The beginning is the horn of the west. The end is unified darkness. First hour. This Nichiru enters into the earth through the gateway of the western horizon. It is 120 units of measure to journey over this gateway before he reaches the Nichiru of the DjHwtymos. Waters of Ra is the name of the first realm of the DjHwtymos, where he assigns fields to the Nichiru following him. He begins to give orders and to take care of those of the DjHwtymos in this field. It is executed like this original in the secrecy of the DjHwtymos. He who knows these images is like the great Nichiru himself. It is beneficial to him on earth, a true remedy. It is beneficial to him in the DjHwtymos, immensely. Smashing the foreheads of the enemies of Ra is the name of the first hour of the night, who guides this great Nichiru in this gateway. Second hour. Setting afterwards by this great Nichiru in awareness, 309 units of measure is the length of this region, 120 units of measure its breadth. Souls of the DjHwtymos is the name of the Nichiru who are in this region. As for him who knows their names, he will be among them. This great Nichiru will assign him fields at their place from the region of awareness. He will pause together with the pausing one, Ra, and he will process behind this great Nichiru. He will enter the earth and he will open the DjHwtymos. He will cut off the locks of the braided ones. He will pass by the donkey swallower behind the ma'at of the plot. Always will he eat bread in the bark of the earth and will be given the prow rope of the sun bark. These souls of the DjHwtymos are done in painting in their forms in the secrecy of the DjHwtymos, the beginning of the riding towards the west. Offerings are made to them on the earth in their names. It is beneficial to a man on earth, a true remedy proven millions of times. He who knows these words which the Nichiru of the DjHwtymos speak to this Nichiru, and the words this Nichiru speaks to them, is one who will approach to those of the DjHwtymos. It is beneficial to him on earth, a true remedy proven millions of times. The name of this hour of the night, who guides this Nichiru in this region, is the wise who protects her master. Third hour. Setting afterwards by the majesty of this great Nichiru in the field of the shore dwellers, rowing by this Nichiru on the water of Ausir. 309 units of measure is the length of this field, 120 the breadth. This great Nichiru gives orders to those who follow Ausir at this place. He assigns plots to them at this field. Mysterious souls is the name of the Nichiru who are in this field. He who knows their names on earth will approach the place where Ausir is. Water will be given to him at his field. Water of the unique master, which brings forth offerings, is the name of this field. These secret images of the mysterious souls have been made in this form, which is painted in the secrecy of the DjHwtymos, the beginning of the writing to the west. It is beneficial to a man on earth, and in the Nichiru, a true remedy. He who knows them will pass by them. He cannot perish from their roaring, and cannot fall into their pits. Whoever knows them belongs to the places, his offering cake at his face, together with Ra. Whoever knows them is an efficient soul, master over his 2 feet, who will not enter the place of annihilation. He will always go forth as an image, as one who breathes air at this hour. The name of the hour who guides this great Nutyar in this field is She who cuts souls. 4th hour. Pausing afterwards in being towed by the majesty of this great Nutyar in the mysterious cavern of the west, caring for those who are in it by his voice, without him seeing them. The name of this cavern is With Living Forms. The name of the gate of this cavern is Which Hides the Towing. Whoever knows this image of the mysterious ways of the Sta'u, the unapproachable paths of the Amdw3t, the hidden gates which are in the land of Sokar upon his sand, is one who will eat bread beside the living in the temple of Atum. Whoever knows it is one with just paths, going on the ways of Sta'u and seeing the images of the Amdw3t. The name of the hour of night guiding this great Nutyar is She who is great in her power. 5th hour. This great Nutyar is towed on paths of Ma'at of the Duat in the upper half of the mysterious cavern of Sokar upon his sand. Unseen and unperceived is the mysterious image of the land which bears the flesh of this Nutyar. The Nutyaru among whom this Nutyar is, they that hear the voice of Ra when he calls to the region of this Nutyar. The name of the gate of this place is Station of the Nutyaru. The name of the cavern of this Nutyar is West. The mysterious ways of the West, the gates of the hidden chamber, the unapproachable place of the land of Sokar. Flesh, members, and body in their first manifestation. The name of the Nutyaru who are in this cavern is souls who are in the Duat. Their shapes are that which is in their hours, their mysterious forms. Unknown, unseen, and unperceived is this image of Haru himself. This is done like this image which is painted in the secrecy of the Duat on the southern side of the hidden chamber. Whoever knows it, his soul will be content, and he will be content with the offerings of Sokar. The violent one cannot cut his corpse, he will pass her in peace. Offerings are made to these Nutyaru on earth. The name of the hour of the night who guides this great Nutyar in this cavern is She who guides in the midst of her bark. 6th hour. Setting by the majesty of this great Nutyar into the depths of the waterhole of those of the Duat. He gives orders to the Nutyaru who are in it. He orders that they take hold of their divine offerings at this place. He proceeds in this, equipped with his bark, he assigns to them their plots for their offerings. He gives to them water from their waterway when passing the Duat day after day. The name of the gate of this place is With Sharp Knives. The mysterious path of the west, whose water this great Nutyar traverses in his bark to care for those of the Duat. Registered in their names, known in their bodies, and carved in their forms are their hours, mysterious in their state, without this secret image of the Duat being known by any person. This image is painted in this way in the secrecy of the Duat, on the southern side of the hidden chamber. Whoever knows it will belong to the offerings in the Duat. He will be satisfied with the offerings of the Nutyaru following Ausir. Offerings will be given to him and his family in the earth. Orders are given by the person of this Nutyar to present divine offerings to the Nutyaru of the Duat. When he pauses by them, they see him and take possession of their fields. Their offerings, they emerge by order of this great Nutyar. The depths of the waterhole of those of the Duat is the name of this field. It is the path of the bark of Ra. The name of the hour of the night guiding this great Nutyar in this region is Arrival that gives the right way. 7th hour. Resting by the majesty of this great Nutyar in the cavern of Ausir. Giving orders by the majesty of this great Nutyar at this cavern to those Nutyaru who are in it. This Nutyar takes another form in this cavern. He confounds Pepi from the way through the magic of Auset and the eldest magician. The name of the gate of this place, which this Nutyar passes by, Gate of Ausir is its name. The name of this place is Mysterious Cavern. The secret path of the west, upon which this great Nutjer passes in his unapproachable bark. He proceeds on this way, which is without water and without the possibility of towing. He sails by the magic of Outset and the eldest magician, and by the magic power on the mouth of this Nutjer himself. The slaughtering of Pepi is done in the Duat, in this cavern. His place, however, is in the sky. It is painted in this way on the northern side of the hidden chamber of the Duat. It is beneficial for whom it is made in heaven and in earth. Whoever knows it is one of the souls with Ra. Executed are these magic spells of Outset and the eldest magician, which they perform as a repelling of Pepi from Ra in the west. It is done in the secrecy of the Duat, and it is done on earth likewise. Whoever knows it will be in the bark of Ra in heaven and in earth. It is simple to know this image, but who does not know it cannot repel horrible efface. As for this sandbank of horrible efface in the Duat, it is 450 units of measure in its length, and he fills it with his coils. His slaughter is made against him without this Nutjer passing by him. When he makes his way around him at the cavern of Ausir, this Nutjer passes along in this place in the image of the Mahan serpent. Whoever knows it, horrible face cannot drink his water. The soul of him who knows it cannot perish through the violence of the Nutjeru who are in this cavern. Whoever knows it will be one whose soul the crocodile will not swallow. The name of the hour of the night, guiding this great Nutjer in this cavern, is she who repels the evil one and slaughters horrible efface. 8th hour. Resting by the majesty of this great Nutjer at the caverns of the mysterious Nutjeru who are upon their sand, he gives orders to them from his bark to his Nutjeru who tow him in the protecting embrace of the Mahan serpent. The name of the gate of this place is Standing Without Getting Tired. The name of this place is Casket of her Nutjeru. The mysterious caverns of the west, which the great Nutjer passes in his bark, being towed by his Nutjeru who are in the Duat. This is done like this image, which is painted on the northern side of the hidden chamber of the Duat. Whoever knows them by their names will have clothing in the earth, and will not be repelled from the mysterious gates. He will be fed at the great tomb, a true remedy. The name of the hour of the night guiding this great Nutjer is Mistress of the Deep Night. 9th hour. Resting by the majesty of this great Nutjer in this cavern, he gives orders from his bark to the Nutjeru who are in it. The crew of the bark of this great Nutjer also rests at this place. The name of the gate of this place, through which this great Nutjer passes, that he sets upon the waterway, which is in this place, is Guardian of the Flood. The name of this place is With Images Flowing Forth. The mysterious cavern of the west, where this great Nutjer and his crew rest in the Duat. These are done with their names, like this image which is painted on the eastern side of the hidden chamber of the Duat. Whoever knows their names on earth, and knows their thrones in the west, will occupy his throne in the Duat, standing among the lords of provisions, and declared true of voice, Ma'acharu, by the tribunal on the day of judgment. It is beneficial to whoever knows it on earth. The name of the hour of night guiding this great Nutjer in this cavern is She who adores and protects her lord. 10th hour. Resting by the majesty of this great Nutjer in this cavern, he gives orders to the Nutjeru who are in it. The name of the gate of this place through which this great Nutjer passes is With Great Manifestations, giving birth to forms. The name of this place is With Deep Water and High Banks. The mysterious cavern of the west, at which Khepari rests with Ra, at which Nutjeru, spirits and the dead lament because of the mysterious image of the beyond. This is done like this image which is painted on the eastern side of the hidden chamber of the Duat. Whoever knows them by name traverses the Duat right to the end, without being repelled from the lights of the sky, with Ra. The name of the hour of the night guiding this great Nutjer to the mysterious paths of this place is The Furious who slaughters him with crooked heart. 11th hour. Resting by the majesty of this great Nutjer in this cavern, he gives orders to the Nutjeru who are in it. The name of the gate of this place, through which this great Nitcher passes, is resting place of those of the Duat. The name of this place is mouth of the cavern which examines the corpses. The mysterious cavern of the Duat, through which this great Nitcher passes, to come out from the eastern mountain of heaven. Time swallows her images in front of the seer who is in this place. She gives them back afterwards for the birth of Menkheperwra in the earth. This is done in this form, like this image which is painted in the secrecy of the Duat on the eastern side of the hidden chamber. Whoever knows it participates in offerings as a well-provided spirit in heaven and in earth, a true remedy. The name of the hour of the night guiding this great Nitcher in this cavern is Starry Lady of the Bark, who repels the enemy when he appears. 12th hour. Resting by the majesty of this great Nitcher in this cavern, end of the unified darkness. This great Nitcher is born in his manifestation of Menkheperwra in this cavern. Nun and Nanut, Hahu and Hachut emerge at this cavern at the birth of this great Nitcher, that he comes out from the Duat. He places himself in the Amdw3t bark and appears from the thighs of Nut. The name of the gate of this place is that which raises the Nitcheru. The name of this place is with emerging darkness and appearing births. The mysterious cavern of the Duat, at which this great Nitcher is born, that he comes out from the Nun, and that he sets at the body of Nut. This is done like this image which is painted on the eastern side of the hidden chamber of the Duat. It is beneficial for whoever knows it, on earth, in heaven, and in the earth. Closing text. The beginning is light, the end is unified darkness. The course of Ra in the west, the secret plans which this Nitcher brings forth in it, the excellent guide, the secret writing of the Duat, which is not known by any person, save a few. This image is done like this, in the secrecy of the Duat, unseen and unperceived. Whoever knows this mysterious image will be a well-provided spirit. Always will he leave and enter again the Duat, and speak to the living. A true remedy, proven 1,000,000 times. Amdw3t.